everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Parts of Articulation. My name's Dave. Now, the AT-AT stands for the All-Terrain Armored Transport, and it first appeared in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, in the iconic Battle of Hoth, made a cameo in Return of the Jedi, and has been seen in The Last Jedi trailer, along with the AT-M6s. Now, for the measurement of the ship, it's almost 2.5 inches tall, which is pretty good for a walker. Now, before we get to it, this ship actually comes in a 2-pack with the Snowspeeder, which is pretty good. We'll look at this ship next. But now, let's just focus on the AT-AT. So we're going to look at the mold, the paint, put on a stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Alright, starting this review off, let's begin on the bottom and work our way up. We have our toe flaps and foot pads. Very nicely done on all four. Pretty cool. On the underneath, they are hollow, but there's nothing to peg into these, so I think it's just the molding process. Now on the legs, some great amazing details. We also have our leg and knee joints, very nicely done, and that is the same for the other side as well. Now they did put some details on the interior of the leg, but not much, but just enough so you go, oh, that's cool. So moving on up, we have the main body with our armor and windows, and I think they did an amazing job with this section. Look at all the amazing details back here. Fantastic. Oh, I forgot to mention, right here, we have our air intakes, so very neat there. Now coming on to the front, we have our neck, or I guess you could call it the cockpit access tube. How people could get to the cockpit, to the main body. Very nicely done there. I think they did a great job. Now for the main head, look at all these lines. Fantastic. Let me get it on this side. Pretty cool. Now we have our viewport. We have our medium blasters on the sides. And then we have our main laser cannons in the front. Detail's amazing on here. We even have detail in this section behind the head. Very nice. Now for the bottom of the ship, we have 3 rivets. 1, 2, 3. Copyright crap and just some leg mechanisms molded in there. Very nice. Now for the movement. The legs do move out a little bit. There's no purpose of it. It doesn't really do anything, and if you stretch them all the way out, just goes back to where it was originally. So I think it's just a little flaw in the way they put it together. But if you want to count that, the legs do move a little bit. Now, the part I like is the neck and the head. Because the way they have it put together, you can move it right and left. And I like that. That means when you have this on a stand, you could technically alter it a little bit and make it your own. And I like that ability. That way, everybody just doesn't have a regular walker standing like this. You know, you could put a little character into it, like the head's tilting the fire. It's pretty nice. They didn't have to do that, but I'm glad they did. So all in all, I think it is a great mold. So now let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at the paint of the AT-AT, and all I'm going to say is, when I do these reviews, I try and make a list. And there's only so many times I can write gray, light gray, medium gray. You know, there's like 50 shades of gray here. So the very first color we see is the one for the main body, legs, and head. And that is a very light gray. Almost white in appearance. But the more you look at it, the more you see it is a gray. And I think it came out good. It was a nice choice. Maybe I would have chose something a little darker. But it is what it is. Second up, we have a darker gray. Right there on that panel. And right here. We have, I guess we could say a medium gray for the neck tube. And I think that's a nice choice. Now that same gray is right here for the air intakes. And then we have dark gray for back here. And the final color is red right here for the viewport. So that basically does it for the paint. So now that we went over that and the mold, let's put this bad boy on a stand, compare it, and we'll be done. Now, just like most Hot Wheels ships, comes with a stand. This one is, however, just a disc. And you just put your ship on it. There's no pegs or nothing, and you're good to go. Bloop. And for comparison with the Hot Wheels AT-AT, I have some other Hot Wheels walkers here. First up, the AT-ST. Nice model. I do have a little gripe with it, but it's not too bad. I recommend this one a lot. Over here we have the AT-ACT from Rogue One. Great looking walker. And lastly over here we have the AT-M6 from the new Star Wars film The Last Jedi. And also for comparison, this ship is the one packaged with the AT-AT, and it is the T-47 airspeeder, better well known as the Snowspeeder. And to put these two ships together is an amazing idea. It makes me think back of the Micro Machines when they released the 3 packs and sets. Usually it came with an AT-AT, a Snowspeeder, and a probe droid. So awesome. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars AT-AT. Now the all-terrain armored transport is one of my personal favorites, and I think Hot Wheels did a decent job. For the height of it, it's about 2.5 inches tall, and that is pretty nice. As you saw compared to the other walkers, it fits in pretty well. And we can't forget this guy made its on-screen debut in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. So what are the pros and cons of this ship? Obviously, the detail is amazing. I think Hot Wheels does a very nice job on our walkers, and this piece is no exception. The paint, like I said, it's like a million different types of grays. Actually, it's like 4. But I think they work together, and you have that nice red for the viewport. Very nice, very iconic. And it comes with a nice stand. Now, it's the same stand we got with the AT-ACT and the AT-ST. So it fits in with all the Imperials so far. Now, for the articulation, based on the legs, I was going to give it a con. However, all the Hot Wheels ships that are walkers have that issue. They all move slightly, but the fact is, it has a movable head. Sure, it only goes left or right, but that's pretty cool, especially for a stagnant model like this. And for the cons, I'm going to have to say price. Now, normally you get a regular ship for about $4.99 or up or low, depending on where you go. However, to get this particular ship at the moment, because they don't single release it yet, is to buy it in a 2-pack with the Rebel Snowspeeder. Now, they did release that set twice, one with the original stands and one with the new one, which I prefer. However, the only way I could find it was through the internet, mainly Amazon, and I got it for $15 and change. So if you're looking to buy this ship, I recommend going on the internet, searching around, finding the one that's cheapest. If you feel lucky, you could also go to Target, Walmart, Toys R Us, and all those other stores. Now, I recommend this ship for anybody who's a fan of the Empire, the Battle of Hoth, or the Empire Strikes Back. I think this would be an awesome piece in your collection. So that's everything I have to say today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.